All right, welcome to Weekend Series Preview with Stephen Willis alongside Chris Muller. Before we get started, I do want to tell you about the Vault Society. That's a big push for the Ole Miss Athletics Foundation. Basically, it's 5 years commitment of support and a $5,000 a year minimum, and there's a benefit chart on the site. We'll get to that in just a second. All gifts to the Ole Miss Foundation between now and June 30th will receive triple points. Red points are non-deductible and go towards priority seating. Blue points are 90% tax deductible and go towards non-home ticketed games. Now that means postseason bowl games, neutral site, etc. If you have any questions, you can hit up the website at give2athletics.com. That is give2athletics.com. I also want to tell you about the rebelwalk.com. Evelyn and her team, which one of which I am with on this show, do a fantastic job. They provide a subscriber level experience and it doesn't cost any money. Now, the most valuable commitment that you give to people is time, and that you will want to read their work and you will want to get their insight. It's a nice way to succinctly get information and follow Ole Miss and make it fun. That is therebelwalk.com. Again, therebelwalk.com. Chris, we dropped a series against Texas A&M. I think it's kind of a disaster series because if Ole Miss would have taken care of business this weekend, they'd have a free shot next weekend. Since they didn't take care of business this weekend, now you almost have to win the series against Vanderbilt.
Yeah, this weekend wasn't great for us. Obviously, two one-run losses are really tough to swallow. Friday night, Will Frizzell walked us off, and then he did us in again today with the grand slam in the bottom of the seventh inning. He was really the death of us. I've written on my notes 5 home runs for the weekend. Obviously, a tremendous series for that young man. Hats off to him. I can't say much more about that other than he really destroyed us this weekend.
Yeah, and people are going to say he's a cocky, or they're going to call him other types of names related to that. When you hit 5 home runs and one of them is a grand slam and basically single-handedly win both of the games for your series, you get to be cocky in that scenario.
Absolutely, and I'm gonna tip my hat to him and just say, hey, maybe we should have done things different a couple times when he was up to the plate. Putting him on first doesn't really hurt you, but when he starts hitting home runs on you, it really does a lot of damage to you. Obviously, a tremendous athlete. I think he's up to 17 home runs now for the season for Frizzell. So tremendous athlete. Some people that had a really good series for us, though, that I was really impressed with. Hayden Leatherwood continues to absolutely, tear the ball up. He was 7 for 11 for the series. Hit a home run on Friday night. Kevin Graham also hit a home run. He was 5 for 15 on the series. And then Tim Elko. I don't want to leave that out of the story. There's a lot of great tweets, a lot of great videos, myself included, of Tim Elko's shot that he had yesterday, the 3-run home run that really was a feel-good series. It's great to see Tim get back out there and really hit the ball with a lot of velocity, and obviously he's still able to crank. Tremendous celebration from our team when he hit the home run. Just really happy for that young man to see him come back from the injury and be able to perform at a really high level still.
Yes, and a concerning thing, it looks like Gunnar Hoagland will have an MRI on his forearm stiffness on Monday. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's what Coach Bianco said in the postgame yesterday, that Gunnar will have that. Obviously, that was a weird situation on Friday night. Nobody really knew what was going on until after the game when we talked with Mike Bianco. It was thought that he had an illness or something like that, but that was proved to be wrong. He did come out of the game with stiffness in his forearm with an MRI scheduled for Monday, according to Bianco.
Okay, and looking at that situation, if for some reason he's unable to go against Vanderbilt, what's that series going to look like, pitching-wise?
I think you go Diamond on Friday night. I think you go Doug on Saturday. And then I think you go back with McDaniel on Sunday. I thought McDaniel had a pretty good outing today, so I don't think there's any reason to ignore that and to go anything different than that. A couple pitchers of note that had good sessions out of the bullpen this weekend. Austin Miller on Friday night had his longest outing of the year. He went 2.2 innings, allowed 0 runs. And then Wes Burton yesterday had another really long outing for him as well.
Okay. And Yeah, Ole Miss would have swept this series if it wasn't for Will Frizzell and how he just basically dominated from behind the plate. I mean, it's National Player of the Week type numbers, but the team actually played well enough to win. But a lot of this series reminded me a lot of the LSU series a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I can see that. Obviously, we dominated Saturday's game a little bit, and the one-run losses are just tough, so tough to swallow. I thought we had a chance in the top of the eighth inning to put some runs on the board, and we grounded that double play, and that pretty much snuffed things out for us. Obviously, Bianca wasn't very happy with the strike zone today, but it is what it is, and both teams have to manage it. The Aggies didn't seem to be too happy with it at times as well. So we just didn't get the pitch when it mattered.
Yeah, and just looking at, I was actually paying attention when Broadway walked a couple of those guys. It was actually balls. It was a little bit off the plate. There's a little bit to complain about maybe, but for not giving it up. But the calls seemed to be legit, but that did shrink the strike zone for Frizzell when that grand slam happened.
Yeah, and I think Broadway missed the pitch. It was an 0-2 fastball. It was supposed to be up, and he left it a little bit too close to the zone for Frizzell, and Frizzell just went up and got it. And again, hats off to that guy because he really crushed the ball.
Yeah, insanely quick hands. I mean, whenever he turned on that ball, you can see why his numbers are what they are.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, so we're not going to talk too much about the Texas A&M series after this. We're going to move into midweek. We have Little Rock. I ask you this every week. Who toes the rubber?
I can choose Cody Adcock this week. I hung out with Cody a little bit during BP both days, so Cody Adcock's my pick for this week. Okay,
and they play Little Rock, I believe, on Tuesday night. This weekend they have Vanderbilt. The much-anticipated Vanderbilt series. Let's do a little bit of a preview into that. What are we expecting? What do we need to see from that series?
I'm sorry, Steve. I've got a lot of background noise around me. Can you repeat the question?
The Vanderbilt series. What do we need to expect from that series?
I think the bullpen is really important again. I think that just seeing where we can get to it. I think we're going to ask a lot of Taylor Broadway today to get a 9-out save. So anything we can do to bridge the gap to Broadway and get him in a really good situation.
Yes, and I believe also that even though they might be good, you need to challenge the hitters by keeping the strike zone. If you're predictable and getting to 3-1 counts, 3-0 counts, it's going to be a long day for our pitching.
Absolutely. I mean, it should be a fun series in Oxford. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can take 2 out of 3 from Vanderbilt and, again, right the ship a little bit.
All right. Texas A&M takes the series 2-1 against the Ole Miss Rebels. Thank you, Chris, coming to us live from Bluebell Park. And that was a cool little thing. Apparently they're doing landscaping at the moment. That explains the noise. But thank you very much for watching us. We're going to come back after the Vandy series. We're going to have a review. We'll have a preview. Remember, no Palmcast tomorrow. I've got a medical thing I've got to take care of. I will put this video up again in the 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central time frame. So thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you later. And for Chris, I'm Steve. Hotty toddy.